What's going on, guys? Love Smash, back with an all new video for you guys today, and in today's video I wanted to have a discussion, do some speculation, and talk about the question that's on everyone's mind. Is King K. Rool really deconfirmed? Does him having a Mii Costume in Smash 4 automatically deconfirm him as being a playable character as DLC and part of the Smash Bros. Fighter Ballot? Many fans seem to think so, other fans are not sold just yet and still think he has a very good chance to be included. So I wanted to go over everything that fans have been discussing with this issue, give you guys my thoughts on this situation, go over some things that have actually took place in the past that fans have gotten right and wrong about specific characters, and some other things as well. And this whole thing with the King K. Rool costume made me think of two previous situations that took place in the past, where a lot of people saw characters in another shape or form in Smash 4 and thought they may have been deconfirmed, but other fans had different opinions. Now, the first example popped up when Mewtwo and Lucas both had trophies in the 3DS version of Smash Bros. And a lot of fans saw this and said, this automatically deconfirmed them, how could they be trophies and playable? You have to play classic mode to unlock these trophies, it doesn't make sense, this deconfirmed them. But other fans still held out hope and thought they could still be playable, and lo and behold, we got Mewtwo and Lucas as DLC. So it seems like the fans are right in a sense where they said they still have a chance even though they do appear as trophies. Now, another example of this took place when the whole Ridley situation was going on. Anyone remember Sakurai's Miiverse post where he stated an enemy from Samus's past could appear at any second on the Pyrosphere level? So a lot of people saw this and were like, that's it, Ridley's deconfirmed, he's not going to be playable, he's only going to be a stage hazard. But other Ridley fans thought differently. They said, well, Sakurai hasn't actually showed Ridley, so how do you know he's not trolling? Other fans brought up the argument like with Alfonso and Toon Link. On the Spirit Track stage, Alfonso would replace Toon Link when he's fighting. A lot of fans thought maybe they'll replace Ridley with another Metroid character on the Pyrosphere stage and they could do it that way. But eventually we found out at the 50 Fact Extravaganza that Ridley was only going to be a stage hazard and nothing more. Sakurai put out the article by stating why he decided to make Ridley a stage hazard rather than a playable character. Now you're probably wondering why I brought these two examples up. The principle remains the same, that if people see a character in another shape or form, they may assume a character is deconfirmed, but they may not be. In the example with the trophies, the characters were not deconfirmed. The situation with Ridley, he was deconfirmed as playable, so you can't jump the gun just yet. Now, of course, I'm not comparing trophies and stage hazards and Mii costumes, because they are vastly different. I'm just saying the principle remains the same, where people may jump the gun by seeing a character in a different way, shape, or form and assume they are deconfirmed when they may not be. So that's why I decided to bring those two examples up. Now, the arguments that a lot of fans have been bringing up in the comment section of many videos is that a lot of characters in Smash 4 already have pieces of headgear and outfits modeled after them. For example, Meta Knight, Captain Falcon, Samus, Mario, Luigi, Wario, they all have pieces of headgear modeled after them. Same thing with the Mii outfits. There's a Samus one, there's also a Link one. So a lot of fans are saying, well, why should this matter if King K. Rool has a costume? Many other characters are playable and they have costumes modeled after them. Why should it make a difference? But many fans are bringing up the argument by saying these costumes came out after the characters were already in the game, King K. Rool's not even in the game, and the costume came out first, that means he's deconfirmed. Now, I wanted to bring up what Etika stated in his video. He stated that many of the characters were hats in the Mii Plaza and obtainable before Smash came out. Most of the Mii hats that were already in the Plaza were simply transferred to Smash 3DS and Wii U. This cannot be used as an argument that King K. Rool and Chrom still have a chance because no character in a slot has had a Mii outfit come out for them in Smash that wasn't already in the Plaza since the game came out, besides Alt Mega Man. Link's hat has recently become a Smash Mii outfit, but had been in the Mii Plaza for years since the 3DS was released. So good point, that's a very good example. Now, no offense to Etika, but should that really matter if a character's like headgear was transferred over? Does that really deconfirm them? It may deconfirm them, but do we know that for sure? No, we don't. Now, I wanted to bring this up. Now, I'm not the best when it comes to trademarking and all this other stuff when it comes to licensing and all that, but as it was recently discovered, King K. Rool's name had been trademarked by Nintendo, and a lot of people saw this and thought King K. Rool was going to be playable from the Smash Ballot, and this was like a hint about it, but a lot of people saw that as that just being for the Mii costume. Now, maybe it's possible that there was never a piece of headgear in the Mii Plaza for King K. Rool because Nintendo couldn't do it because they needed the trademark, but King K. Rool has appeared as trophies in Smash Melee, Smash Brawl, Smash 4, so maybe they didn't need the trademark. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm not an expert with this kind of thing, but let me know in the comments what you think. Or maybe it's just possible they never wanted to add a piece of King K. Rool headgear in the Mii Plaza to begin with. Who really knows, but I thought it was something good to bring up. But let's talk about King K. Rool's costume in general, and as you'll notice, it's modeled after his appearances in the Donkey Kong Country games. As you can see, the darker green skin tone and his shiny golden stomach. And I've been seeing a lot of people comment by saying this is King K. Rool's traditional appearance, so how could he have a Mii costume and be playable if they're modeling it after the same appearance? different? It wouldn't make sense. How would you be able to tell them apart? Well, first up, King K. Rool is a giant character. He would pretty much tower over any Mii character. He'd probably be on a level size of DDD and Donkey Kong and Bowser and Charizard, maybe even a little bigger if he was to be included as playable. So I don't think it would be confusing to try to follow that costume and King K. Rool, because the size difference would be very different. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up is that you'll notice King K. Rool's design has changed from past games to previous games. You'll notice that his skin tone is much lighter than the older games, and he no longer has the shiny stomach. These are his most recent appearances from Donkey Kong Barrel Blast and from DK Jungle Climber, and his appearance in Mario Super Slugger, he was wearing a different outfit entirely. So maybe if King K. Rool was to be added as a playable character, the costume deconfirmed his original appearance, with him with the darker green skin and the shiny stomach, and they can use his more recent appearance with not having the shiny stomach and the lighter green skin, or they could use his newer design from Mario Super Sluggers, but I would much rather see something modeled off his traditional design, whether it's the original one with the shiny stomach or the newer one with the lighter green skin if he is playable. But this is what I really wanted to bring up here. Now, unless there's some unforeseen circumstance with Sakurai and the team, whether they can't get King K. Rool to work and they figured that out already, or it came down to him not fitting in Smash Bros, or whatever the case may be. But King K. Rool is not deconfirmed yet, because remember, the Smash Bros ballot does not end until October. That's 2 more months that this ballot is going to be open. So unless King K. Rool is in a low spot on the ballot and the team figures he's not going to catch up and that's why they decided to add the costume, he's not deconfirmed just yet. But I do find that a little hard to believe, considering King K. Rool is a character that fans have been requesting ever since Melee. Melee came out in 2001. That's almost 15 years. Fans have been requesting this same character and have wanted him in desperately in Smash Bros. And I'm sure Nintendo and Sakurai and the team are keeping a tally of all the voting. Every so often they're checking it to see which characters are leading. So unless King K. Rool really got dethroned hard and he's in the bottom of the ballot, I can't imagine he's deconfirmed. In fact, I think he's got to be at least in the top 5 at the least. It wouldn't surprise me if he was number 1 at this point, but maybe he's not. Maybe he's number 2, 3, 4, or 5, but I can't imagine he's trailing that much, and there are other characters dethroning him, because many people have been requesting him. I've been seeing tons and tons of comments. He came in first place on the ballot that I asked you guys to vote on. He came in first place on Sonic Toast ballot. He came in first place and in the top on other ballots I've seen online where just websites have posted up. I can't imagine he would drift that far. So it just makes me believe that he still has a very good shot to be included, especially since there's 2 months to go, and with this news of the costume, I'm sure there's so many other people voting for him, especially the King K. Rool hardcore fans are probably voting for him even more now that the costume is in play. But for all I know, I could be wrong, and I could just be reading way too much into this situation, and King K. Rool could really be deconfirmed. The only person who really knows for sure is Sakurai and the team and Nintendo. They're the only ones who really know. But with all this in mind and everything I mentioned, I still just think this is an elaborate troll by Sakurai. I feel like he knows how badly people want King K. Rool in and how many votes he's getting. So I feel like this is just more of a troll move. Sakurai puts out the costume and he's making people think he's deconfirmed, and they're going to have to sweat it out all these months until we get any kind of word on the ballot. I thought this was pretty funny. A lot of people made this meme and think that Sakurai is doing this as payback for Roy and Ryu getting leaked. And hey, maybe that's true. Maybe Sakurai really is trolling everyone like that, but who knows? But for the time being, until we get any kind of deconfirmation from Sakurai, like him doing an interview and an article comes out by stating King K. Rool is only a costume and nothing more, I still think King K. Rool still has a shot and he's not deconfirmed, and those are my thoughts and opinions. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think he is in fact deconfirmed and the Mii costume is it, or do you think we'll eventually see him added as DLC when the fighter ballot ends? Be sure to share your thoughts. But anyway guys, that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and like always, if you want the latest fighting game news and speculation, be sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video.